How come you can use mobile phones in hospitals and at petrol pumps now, but couldn't 15 years ago? Not 15 years ago, but in the 80s when cell phones first came out, they ran on similar frequencies as medical equipment. Supposedly they would interfere with sensitive medical devices such as pacemakers. The National Library of Medicine has a whole article about your question: https. Old people in the government had an unfounded fear that cell phones could ignite gas fumes. Cell phones can't ignite gas vapors. All the petrol stations around me still have signs up saying not to use mobile phones. I don't know about hospitals, but the don't use phones at the gas pump thing was always bogus. It just took a decade for people to accept that fact. There's still a few areas in hospitals where you can't use them. Could be from when mobile phones were car phones, and using them would cause you to open and close the door more, which opening and closing the door has possibility to cause a spark, and in planes while in the air, apparently. I used to work in the mobile phone industry, and the reason we were told is that the battery pack in the old-style mobile phones Nokia 3110, 6110, 8110 era could spark from the contacts when the phone tried to draw a lot of current, such as when waking up to start ringing, and this could cause any petrol fumes around it to ignite, particularly if using an off-brand battery pack that wasn't as tight as an original fit. Emphasis on could, because even we were told it was highly unlikely, but to cover their asses a blanket ban on phone use in petrol stations was generated. Now phones are sealed and there's no way fumes can get to the battery contacts, so my guess is that's why we can now use phones in petrol stations. Used to also fill up while the engine was running. You can't use mobile phones at petrol pumps? There is a very small chance the electronics can cause a small spark and ignite petrol fumes. As for the hospitals, I believe it is something to do with the signals interfering. I believe you can use phones on planes now, but couldn't before for the same reason.